three-letter acronym GTI has become synonymous amongst car lovers worldwide for delivering impressive hot hatches with a great build quality. What we have here is a 2006 Volkswagen Polo 9N3 GTI. At first glance, it's easy to mistake it for a Mark V Golf GTI, with very similar looks. Think of this car, however, as a sort of anorexic Golf, a sheep with the heart of a lion. The name Polo has always sat with me as a seemingly tame car. Upon hearing its name, I think of the many hundreds of 1.4-litre editions tiptoeing around towns and city centres. This, however, has a little something up its sleeve. Powered by the 1.8 20-valve turbo engine built in Wolfsburg, Germany, this hearty power plant delivers 150 brake horsepower. Ample power when combined with an overall curb weight of 1,164 kilograms. What's it like to drive? How about we use some prime Northumberland roads to find out? So here we have it, the mighty Polo. This video has been a long time coming. I wanted to do this for a while now, so I apologise to Moffat. He seemed to be the only person interested in the video, so sorry, but here we have it. First impressions of the car. Is it fast? Well, yes. It's quite fast. It's worth noting for the video that the weather today is rather British. It's quite greasy out and there's a good layer of fog about. Oh. And these roads are fantastic. So yeah, is it fast? I should say so. I mean, when you think of a Polo, you always think of the 1.2s or the 1.4s, whether they be petrol or diesel, and they're not really known to be fast cars. This is a little something different. The standard unit produced 150 brake horsepower. This example has been a little tinkered with. It's got a few tasty bolt-on upgrades, which include a non-standard front-mount intercooler, turbo intake pipe, a full Miltech decat with a non-resonated centre pipe, and a lovely Stage 2 remap from the wizards at Revo Technic. So now we're looking more around the 220 brake horsepower mark, which in a little Polo is quite a significant package. The handling on this car is terrible, to put quite simply. Unfortunately, I did what every young man tends to do and got a large amount of money and blew it all on power mods. I was only really interested in this car going fast. So I spent all my money on the remap, the exhaust, just to free it up a bit, because I felt the car itself was quite choked. And what it's produced is a car that has little to no lag. That's mainly down to the turbocharger being a KO3, which is quite a small unit. But now it takes, like that, takes very little to spool up. And it has a real bark to it as well, which is fantastic. It's using 35mm H&R lowering springs, which I'm sure they're great pieces, but on standard shocks, and the ride quality is crashy, to say the least. You hit a bump and you feel it. It doesn't help that I'm driving on Northumberland roads, which are atrocious at the best of times. Here in Northumberland, we don't have potholes, we have craters. One does not simply dent an alloy in a Northumberland pothole. One loses the entire alloy, suspension assembly, brake, somewhere back there. So you really ought to be running some impressive suspension setup if you want to be driving fast on these roads. Is it noisy? Well, yes, very. I'm not sure if you can pick it up on the video, but there's some pretty exceptional noises going on back there. And that is down to the exhaust setup. As I previously mentioned, it's a 2.5 inch in diameter Miltech stainless steel decat fitted to a non-resonated center section, and the only form of silencing on the system is that of a back box, which isn't all that much. What kind of a reception does a decatted car get? Pretty mixed. If you floor it past another petrol head, they'll love you for it. Sounds great. If you change it just on the red line, you get a nice bang. And even just lifting off down into towns, letting it run on the gear, you get the odd pop and bang and burble, which is bloody lovely. Music to my ears. Of course, driving through some little towns, you may get the middle finger thrown up, which is of course the international sign for your car sounds fantastic and I appreciate you as a human being. True story. Unfortunately, I do live on quite a small street in a quiet town. At least it was quiet before I got the decat, and now my neighbours hate me. But that's just what you have to live with. Mile per gallon figures of this car, they're pretty tragic. We tend not to talk too much about them because it's a bit of a dark area. At best, on a cruise, this car will do high 20s, and when you're really pushing it, 10. But like I say, we don't talk about that. A good friend of mine once told me it's not miles per gallon, it's smiles per gallon, and he couldn't have been more right, because it just brightens my day driving this car. The noise, the smell, the pull, everything is just worth it. Yes, it might drain my wallet, but that's fine by me. I'm totally okay with that. The special racing edition tree, teamed up with the no back seats approach, has turned it into a bit of a monster, really. Yeah. Believe it or not, I know people joke, take the back seats out of your car, it'll make a hell of a difference. But it actually has. And this is how sad I am, I'm going to share it with you. I took the back uprights out, the heavy part of the seat, and I put them on some electronic scales. 17.6 kilograms. I mean, really? That's like a fat baby. Makes all the difference. I'll always remember my girlfriend saying to me, "Jack, what's that noise?" "What noise?" I said. "The hissing noise." "Oh, That's the turbo. And she said, well, that just sounds stupid. And I said, well, you sound stupid. So anyway, that's probably why she's my ex-girlfriend now. There's an old woman eyeballing me over there. Let's put on a show. Traction control off. Prepare for launch. Yep. Thank me later. See, I've just made that woman's day infinitely better. It's a present, you can keep that. Does this car come with the all-important pussy magnet? I'm afraid it doesn't, because it's a Polo. See, if you're wanting to attract a female, you buy a car with some nice smooth lines, perhaps at a Honda S2000, Lotus Elise, BMW Z4, that kind of thing. A Polo? No. Unfortunately, the modern woman does not appreciate a good wheel spin or handbrake turn when they see one. It's entirely their loss. If you enjoyed watching this video today, please feel free to click the like button, maybe even subscribe. In the world of YouTube, support is everything, so yeah, if you wouldn't mind helping a fellow petrol head out, I'd really appreciate that. I've enjoyed making this video, and I'll enjoy every other video to come, so stay tuned. Cheers.